Yo, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video, we will be doing anime characters based off of jobs. Meaning, we will be picking what anime character represents your job the greatest. But before we go ahead and hop right into that, I'd like to give a big shout out to every one of my subscribers, because without y'all, I would not have made it to 100. And that, to me, is kind of like getting my foot into the door. So I want to give a big shout out to all 100 of y'all. Thank y'all for sticking with the content, loving everything I do. And with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay, and for the first job of this video, we're going to start with the Paladin. And the character I picked doesn't embody everything the Paladin is, but it's really the only character I think does the Paladin justice in a way. And that's Naofumi Iwatani from Rising of a Shield Hero. And that is the main character of the series, the Shield Hero. And the main reason I picked him is because he shields. He has a shield, it's his main weapon. Yes, he has no sword, but he tanks. He hits people with his shield. Sounds like a Paladin to me. I mean, there are parts of his characteristic that doesn't quite fit in, and I agree. But I think he fits it. Not to a T, but he fits the job, and I feel like a lot of Paladins might feel like he feels. Taking advantage of all that. He feels like everybody's out to get him, and maybe some of the Paladins in this game do. Maybe they think, hey, everybody thinks I should just shut up and tank. I can do more. I've got a sword and shield. Let's go. So without that being said, for the Paladin, I choose Naofumi Iwatani from Rising of a Shield Hero. And for the second job, which is going to be the Dark Knight, I chose the one and only Guts. Guts from Berserk. I felt like this is just downright easy for me to pick. Shouldn't have any difficulty picking it. And honestly, with everything going on around the author, I believe it is, that died, the Berserk author, I thought, what better to do than to use Dark Knight as Guts? Because honestly, that's kind of where they got it from. I mean, big greatsword, dark armor. It's the Dark Knight. And so for Dark Knight, we went ahead and chose Guts from Berserk. And that is what the Dark Knight is Guts. So if you're out there playing Dark Knight, just know, you are Guts. And moving on to our third job, which is going to be the Warriors. So as you can tell so far, we're going in order. So, obviously the Warrior's next. And for the Warrior, I thought about it. And I was like, okay, I don't really know of many people in animes that use axes. And that's just me. There might be better examples out there. But for me, I finally found one after doing some researching a little bit. And I found Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins. And just hear me out on this. Why? One, he uses a big axe. Another thing is he does massive damage. He might not be the strongest of the Seven Deadly Sins, because you got Meliodas, but Escanor is almost, if not, stronger than all of them. And that's why I chose him for Warrior. Because he represents the strength, the axe, the ferociousness, the willing to do what needs to be done. And that's why he is the embodiment of a warrior. Okay, and for our fourth job, which is the Gunbreaker, which went a little bit sadder than I thought it would. I thought I thought I could find an anime with it, but I just couldn't. So for Gunbreakers, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to derive straight from the Final Fantasy series and have to go with Final Fantasy VIII's main character, Squall Lionheart. He is what embodies the class. I don't think an anime could even portray him as he is. I wish there's an anime I could pull from, but it doesn't really seem like I'm going to be able to. So Squall Lionheart is just the best character that represents all the Gunbreakers out there. So just embrace it and become Squall. Okay, and now on to the fifth job. And the fifth job is going to be White Mage. And for White Mage, I did a lot of looking. I tried to find somebody like amazing, could heal, one of the greatest healers. And I stumbled upon one. And I found Arista from The Hero's Overpowered, but Overly Cautious. And I chose her mainly because of the way she heals and all that. As well as just the comedic side. I think it's kind of funny. I don't know why, just the way she dresses and everything reminds me of the White Mage. So I went ahead and put her as the White Mage. I mean, there's not much I can really say about that. That's who I chose for the White Mage. And I'm just going to have to let that be that. I mean, I could have found better, but that one poked out to me. So all White Mages remind me of Arista. And that's that. Ah! And now on to Scholar. I'm just going to quit the countdown. The countdown's not important. Now on to Scholar. And for Scholar, I found it very easy to pick this one. This one did not take time at all. It was very quick, very fast. And the anime character I picked for Scholar was Orihime Ino from Bleach. Why? Cause she pretty much has little fairies that go around healing, shielding, and all that. And you know she reminds you of a Scholar. Could I found somebody else that was probably been a Scholar? Probably not as good as she fits the bill. She has the fairy. She has the hills. She is the Scholar. Now on to the Astrologian. The Astrologian was one I knew who was going to end up in the spot. But I didn't want to put him there. I had to look at somebody that looks at the stars, that uses cards, and that believes in their cards. And if I said a quote, or just pretty much said, this character believes in the heart of the cards, you know right then there it is. It's Yugi. Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really wish I could have found somebody else. But just the overall belief in the heart of the cards, Yugi is the Astrologian. The Astrologian is Yugi. They go hand in hand. I mean, besides the fact Astrologians don't have anything that can just like end the game right then and there. But, I mean, hey. They don't have to match exactly. They just have to be near. But with that being said, the Astrologian is going to be Yugi Yamamoto, I believe his name is, from Yu-Gi-Oh! And you know what? You just gotta believe in the heart of the cards. And now we're on to the Machinist. And for the Machinist, I ain't gonna lie, I had a couple characters. I had Cowboy Bebop, Spike. I had what's the name of the anime? I can't remember. But point being is I had a couple of characters in my head. I even had Gundams. Doesn't exactly fit it, but it kind of does with the mech and the guns. So, but to end it, I went with Vash the Stampede. If anybody knows original animes, that is Trigun. And why? Because he loves all things guns. And when he needs to be silly, he can be silly. But when he needs to reach for his pistol, it's over. And he doesn't just use pistols. I believe it later in the series, he does end up using other guns. But he is the only person I can see from Machinist. The long trench coat, the guns, just everything about that anime screams Machinist, and Vash is the Machinist. So if you're a Machinist, just realize you're the fastest gunslinging Western ever to be an anime. It's a good point. But for that, Machinist is going to be Vash. Okay, and now on to the Bard. Bard. And the hard part about the Bard, mainly for me, was I had to find somebody that could do music. And I couldn't. I looked and looked. And I couldn't find anybody that was musically talented and bow and arrow. So then I was like, okay, well now I can find characters that do bow and arrows. But is there anybody that's just kind of like fun? And ultimately I couldn't find anybody. So I ended up settling for Archer. And Archer is from Fate Stay Night. And he's a bow and arrow god. He loves using bows and arrows. Of course, he can also use other things. He eventually ends up using daggers, I believe, in the anime. But for me, I just couldn't find anybody for Bard, so I had to go with Archer. So, from a lack of being able to find anything, Archer, you are... Bard, you are the Archer from Fate Stay Night. Okay, now we're more than halfway done with the list. So we're going to take a quick pause just to shout out everybody that followed or subscribed to the channel. I'm very gracious to you. I thank you for subscribing. And honestly, I don't see myself continuing this had I not seen the just like rapid growth I was having. And I want to thank everybody for subscribing, for liking the content, for viewing the content. It just honestly keeps pushing me forward. And I'm so glad that I was able to be somebody that you would watch and continue to support. And I just want you to know, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I honestly gave myself a goal of even getting 100 within like a year. And I've done that pretty much in a couple of months. And I really appreciate everybody that subscribed and viewed the content, liked it. I don't know if anybody sent it to anybody, but if you sent it to any of your friends and showed them my content, thank you as well. But with that being said, go ahead if you are enjoying this video so far. And go ahead, like, comment down below what you'd like to see. Like, just let me know. Just talk to me, because I'm in the comment section talking pretty frequently. And don't forget to follow my Twitch channel. I follow at Twitch, or I stream at twitch.tv/MogXXI. Exact same as YouTube. I'll have it in the description. But just go ahead, say what's up. Go ahead, give me a follow over there. And just keep watching the content. That's all I can ask for. Okay. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into Dancer. The Dancer. Now, I had to find somebody that really just embraces the dancer. Not like the damage part of it, just the dancing. I needed a dancer. Like, not a damage dancer. I needed somebody that just embraced the rhythm of the music. And for that, I actually found one. I've never seen the anime. But after reading it, hey, it might be something I'll watch later. But it's Tatara Fujita from Welcome to the Ballroom. And the main reason I picked is just the fact that the anime is based around dance. Like, why wouldn't I pick it? It's based around dance. And from what I read about the character, like, it just, when I read the description of the character, I was like, wow. I was going to pick somebody else from this series for Dancer, but I think this person fits it just spot on. So, Tatara Fujita is the dancer. Okay, now we're getting into the melee DPSs. And for this one, it really was simple to me. And we're talking about the ninja. And at first I had Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. And I was like, it's just the hand signals, the hand on the ground, that type of stuff. Like, it just reminded me of Full Metal Alchemist. But it's like, a ninja can summon frogs. A ninja does jutsus. So how can I not just choose Naruto from Naruto? Like, he summons a frog. The frog does damage. The frog is giant. He does jutsus. He is a ninja. Like, everything about ninja had me pointing back in Naruto. And sure, I could have gone Boruto. But Boruto ain't got nothing on Naruto, so that's that. So the ninjas are my Narutos. That's all I have to say. Like, I couldn't pick anything better. It fit it to the T, and it is what it is, man. Ninjas just gotta embrace the Naruto heritage. And now we're at Samurai. And for the Samurai, it kind of falls in the same boat as Naruto. With as big as this anime is, I could not choose anybody else. The first person that popped in my head fit this job perfectly. And that is Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. And legit, on my notes, I put, duh. That is the reason. Just duh. Like, there's no way around it. Like, Demon Slayer being as big as it is, the movie, by the way, is amazing. 10 out of 10 to me. Of course, there are some things, I had some things on. So if you want to see an actual review of the movie, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. But I love the movie. That's just like the fast way of putting it. But for Samurai, I'm sorry, but you are going to be the mainstream Tanjiro. I thought about putting other characters, but I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I was going to put Guy, but didn't. You are Tanjiro, and you must embrace your demon slaying ways. And now we're on to Monk. And for the Monk, there was a lot of good choices. But I went with my favorite anime, one that you can see the title of right there, and that is Jujutsu Kaisen. And no, I didn't go Itadori. I didn't. I went Panda. Why? Because Panda was trained in gloves and how to fight hand-to-hand combat. And he's got different styles of fighting. So it's like, it fits the Monk. He's got 3 ways. Monk has 3 ways. Oh. And so, for Monk, you are Panda from Jujutsu Kaisen. I think that's a solid pick. I'm actually really proud that I thought of him on the fly. But you are Panda. And that's it. You're Panda. Black and white Panda. Better make an outfit of it. Monks, embrace your inner Panda. Okay, and now we're on to the Dragoon. And the Dragoon, I really did pull out a character I thought fit it to a T. Armor, weapon, and I very seriously doubt anybody can call it. I picked Bulat from Akame ga Kill. Why? He's a Lancer. He's a Dragoon. High flying moves. His armor is like a dragon / demon type thing. It fits it perfect. There's no way you don't see Bulat in the Dragoon. The moment I saw that, I was like, I have to play Dragoon. I have to be Bulat. But without further ado, my Dragoons, welcome to Akame ga Kill. You are Bulat, and unfortunately, much like him, once you hit the ground, you're a floor tank. That's all it is. So Dragoons, you are Bulat from Akame ga Kill. Okay, and now on to the Black Mage. And unfortunately, it's the stereotype of the century. You go on Twitter and look at Black Mage on Final Fantasy, and you'll get it. And I'm sorry to say it, but Black Mages, your anime character that represents you best is Megumin from Konosuba. Why? Because the love of explosions, the firebolt, the booms, the pops, the cracks, the just overall destruction she causes reminds me of the Black Mage. And I wish I could have picked a better character, but she fits it so perfect. Outfit, just destruction, explosion, explosion, explosion. So Black Mages, just embrace it and let your explosions go. Just scream at the top of your lungs. Explosion.
他はともかく爆裂魔法のことに関しては私は誰にも負けたくないのです。いきます。我が究極の破壊魔法エクスプロージョン。
Okay, and now on to the second to last job, which is my main job as of recent, which is the Summoner. And I hate to call upon it again, but oh dear Jujutsu Kaisen, could you please take this one away? And it did. I called to it, and it spoke to me. And Megumi Fushiguro from Jujutsu Kaisen, who summons dogs and all animals of all types to fight, is the Summoner. And I might be butchering the name. I'm pretty sure I am butchering the name in some way. That's just how I say it. But he is the Summoner. Just throw up your little dog hand signs. Chomp, chomp. He is the Summoner. So, to all my fellow Summoners out there, just let your carbuncles, your Ifrits, your Titans, your Garudas, let them go and embrace Jujutsu Kaisen's Megumi Fushiguro. And now we're down to the finale. And ultimately, this one I had a lot of trouble on. I actually spent an hour and a half trying to find somebody that fits the bill to the T. And that is the Red Mage. And for the Red Mage, I kept trying to find somebody that uses magic and a repair sword. And I couldn't find anybody. And then I thought to myself, well, there is Asuna from Sword Art Online. She doesn't really use magic, though. I mean, sure, in the newer seasons, she kind of does. But she doesn't, like, full-on use it while using the sword. So I kept struggling with myself to find a character that fits it. And ultimately, I only ended up noticing that she, to me, fits the bill for Red Mage. So, the Red Mage is Asuna from Sword Art Online. I really wish I could find somebody that fits it just a little bit better. But for now, she fits the bill. And all my Red Mages, raise your hands up for Asuna, your queen. And voila, we are done. We have reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you really liked the concept of the video. I hope that you liked the fact that I spent more time editing it. I am sorry that I had to push it back a couple of days, more than a couple of days, honestly. But I still appreciate it, and at least that you were giving me the time. Thank you for the 100 subscribers for the third time already. But I will never get over the fact that I finally crossed that hump. But with all that said and done, be sure to go ahead and like the video, comment in the comment section down below, and smash that subscribe button. And go ahead and go over to twitch.tv/mogxxi and follow my channel. I stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll see you next time. Peace and bye-bye.